Okay, thanks for being here and thanks for giving me the chance to talk to you. Of course, I'm not prepared, so my speech will not be as good as the one before me. But my topic is how one question changed the way I make decisions. So, and this story starts in New Zealand. I've been on exchange semester for the last semester, and New Zealand is literally the end of the world. And if you are there, you can feel it. It's like nobody's talking about Europe. Nobody does care which decisions is the EU making or what is going on in the rest of the world. New Zealand is the end of the world, and you feel it. So, okay, after my exchange semester, it was really beautiful. It was like not stressful at all. I came back and I finished my master's in June, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to find a job. What will I do after I graduated? What should I do? It's like the life-changing decision now. What should I do after I finish my studies? And then for me, I was like thinking, I have to make this decision now. It's like a big decision in life. So what do I do? Which career path do I take? Which path takes me to my 5 years from now goal? So I was like overthinking the topic all along. And then I was thinking myself back to New Zealand and be like, okay, what would have I done in New Zealand? What would it be there? There was like nothing important decisions. I was like, okay, the one question I ask myself is, what if this decision is not that important? What if it's not your life-changing decision now? What if it's like a lot of small decisions to get there, to get to your path? So this one question, what if it's not that important, made me feel better, and so I could make my decisions to get my job I do have now, and I really love it, and it's a great job, and I get great opportunities, and it will be a great career. But just this one question really made me stop overthinking my decisions and make my decisions faster. So sometimes in life there is a point where you just say, what if it's not that important? Thank you.
Hi. I don't know if I will be able to articulate it well, but I try. So we talked about change a lot, and I came to this event because actually change is something that I've always loved since I was a little kid. And I've always had, for example, the excitement of, okay, spring is coming, something new is coming, then summer is coming, then autumn. Whenever there was a change that I could see, I used to get really excited. And then it turned to something else. Every time I cut my hair shorter, I feel that the change is positive. So whenever there is something that is new and breaks the routine, I get very excited. And that is why, since I was a teenager, I've always tried to change my life, thinking change means better. And so I moved to England when I was in high school for 6 months. I came back, then I moved to another city for my bachelor. After the bachelor, I stopped for 1 year, and I went to live in India. And this was probably the biggest change for me. I had the opportunity to do an internship there, and I started with the idea that, okay, it's just going to be an internship, very interesting, and then I will come back to Italy. I'm from Italy. But then something happened there, and finally, eventually, I didn't want to change anymore. For the first time in my life, I was stuck there thinking that I don't want to leave. It's fine if I stay like this. Because I had fallen in love with India and with the place I was living in. Eventually, I anyway had to go back to Europe, and I had been accepted for the master at VU. That is when the problem started. Because suddenly change was not positive anymore for me. And I started thinking, maybe I found my base in India. Maybe I should go back and live there. So I started thinking about ways, how to move there, what can I do there. Still, my mind is a little bit in that direction, even now. So my problem was that I was constantly fluctuating and floating through change, through new experiences. If it was not new, it was not exciting. And I said to myself, this really has to stop. Before I said that, I had already been accepted to go to Tokyo next semester. So now I'm like, what to do? It's a little bit problematic. I said to myself, let's find a new balance. And last February, so last 2 months back, I went to India for holidays and to meet my friends. And I did a trip with that I randomly found using hashtags. So sometimes Instagram can be also useful. And there is this little tour operator. The guy that founded it is called Prasad. I really wish that he was here to listen to these words. He has never been out of his village. He lives in this very remote part of India. And he was studying engineering as half of the Indian guys. And then he decided, maybe, I don't like it. So he went against the will of his family and decided that I don't want to be an engineer, I just want to show the people my places. And his places really don't have any Colosseum, any thing that you can think of as something huge to show to the people. It's just a genuine, simple life that is lived there, and he wants to show the natural beauty of his places. I said to myself, this is a big inspiration for me. And what if I do something similar? What if I stop for a minute in my idea of getting a good career, going further and further as much as I can, and I go back to the origins, and I don't feel the need to change anymore, and I find stability. And so recently, I have decided that this summer, instead of doing an internship that I can put in my CV, that can give me many, probably extra points at the next job interview in my future, I will stay in my little town where I was born. I will try to create a little network of people that are interested in visiting my places, take them from Venice, where the mass tourism concentrates, since I'm very close to Venice, and just find a way to make them come to Treviso and see my places. And here I found serenity, I found happiness with this thought, and I'm gonna stick to it. So I wish that all of you also find a way. We are all very high achievers. We are here because we want to achieve a lot in life. But I wish that all of you can stop for a moment and think of one very little thing that makes you happy and that is really close to you, close to your origins and close to your roots. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. This is my first time speaking publicly, so I hope audio is fine. Actually, what I want to talk about is the change from business student to somebody who works in tech with artificial intelligence, machine learning. So I guess I will start with a little story of my life. I am born and raised in Russia, in the middle of nowhere, in the very east of Russia, in Siberia. And at a very young age, I understood that there is not enough opportunities there. I was very good at maths, chemistry, and physics, but nobody around me told me that I can do that. So I kind of decided at a very young age that I want to do business, because all of the women around me were doing business, even my mom. So at the age of 15, I was here in Vienna as a tourist, and I saw this amazing building, and I thought, I want to study in this spaceship. So I learned some German, I waited for 3 years, I applied, and guess what? I was accepted. That was a miracle of my life. And I came here, and of course I experienced a huge cultural shock, a huge language barrier, because I realized I was learning German, not Austrian. So I started studying business, IBWL, here. And so everything went fine. I finished it 2 months ago. Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. But as most of you who study here, you have to do a very important decision at the middle of your studies, what you want to specialize in, which specialization you want to choose. And as you know, I'm a woman. I thought, okay, what do women do? They go to marketing, finance, whatever, nothing with technology. And I was about to apply for marketing when my very good friend told me, why do you do that? why don't you try something technical? And I started laughing. I said, what? I am not this kind of person. I loved mathematics, but nobody told me I can do that. And he told me, you can do that. So I don't know, I started laughing, but I went back home and this thought never left my head, and I applied. I applied to data science and data and strategy, really amazing specializations. If you're a bachelor student, you should do that as well. And I was accepted. I was one of the 3 girls at data science among 40 other guys. It was fun. It was really amazing. I worked with Raiffeisen Bank International at the artificial intelligence team. We basically worked on chatbots. I also worked with the Institute of Advanced Studies on natural language processing, which is also very, very amazing. I love these 2 companies. And guess what? I found the job within 3 months of coding. So now, almost a year, I'm working at We Are Developers. Do you know this company? Okay, because of the conference probably. But this is not our main product. We work on the platform for developers, but this is another talk. And I work as a backend developer, as a data analysis, data scientist, and so on. What I want to say with my talk is that don't be afraid of change. It can be quite fun, it can be really, really amazing, it can change your life completely. And if you think you can't do that, believe me, you can. There should be a person in your life once who can tell you that. And be happy you have this person. And what I also want to say, I volunteer at Austrian startups, so big applause for these amazing guys there. Yeah. And what I want to say to girls especially, because there are many of them, don't be afraid to go to STEM studies, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you don't think you can do that, again, you can. Never forget that. And for those girls who already decided that they want to learn coding during these 5 minutes, come to me. I will advise you amazing free courses for Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, which take place in Vienna every 2 weeks. They are completely for free. We have pizza after that, so you're probably going to enjoy it. And I hope that inspired you a bit, so don't be afraid of change.